Make sure. There we go. Okay, we're live. Is audio good? Yeah, audio looks good. Okay, so I'll just go post it around and we can get started. Need link. Where's my freaking link?
You know, technically, Joel, you have to have all this stuff prepared ahead of time.
Well, fuck you, idiot. I would never be prepared. That's cringe.
That's crazy.
Okay, there we go. Okay. Copy link address. Okie dokie.
This is truly the most illustrious of all time.
Community promotions. No, I need to. If I do it through Tokenaki, Blue Sky will not embed properly because it hates me and wants me to die. All right. Links posted. Okay. Alright. You don't live with us, Sean, so that's more difficult. That's why. Also, you know what these cards do! The whole point of this is that Mr. Adrian Barber said on the champion interview that I don't know what fucking Moonrise does. I was like, hey, that's content.
Whoa, I knew what the lunar phase was. And I think that's pretty good, you know? It's just in case I've had another winning interview that I actually know at least what half the card pool does, and then just go, yeah, like, lunar phase is pretty cool. No, PK Sparks, that's a good commentary. I like that guy. That's cool. But
yeah, he did really good.
Yeah, I apologize for not having the best response to that answer. I apologize, A-Drive. Okay.
Again, Sean, the point is that Adrian has won a champion and didn't scrub out like me and you. Okay, I didn't scrub out. I made top 16.
Yeah,
I'm saying that to be nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And two, he has not seen most of the cards in the set. That is the point of the content. That is the purpose of the content. That's why it's happening.
I love content. That's cool. Yeah.
All right. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's just get right into it. All right. Today, so like as I was just saying, Mr. Adrian Barber, you do not know jack shit about Moonrise. Is that correct?
I literally know a couple of lunar phase cards.
Because I proxy tested them. Yeah. That's it.
Although my response to that isn't a lie, I do think the lunar phase engine is a cool idea.
Yeah.
That is actually.
You would never lie.
Yeah, I just want to let you guys know that I do think the lunar phase thing is cool.
Yeah.
But let's get right into it and let's go and take a look, and I'll give you guys, what I think about the cards in Moonrise, and keep in mind, take it with a grain of salt.
Sean, that's literally not true. I have 2 tops. The MBT one counts.
Lycoon, hello. Also, I have it now opened up on my comment section now, so I will also respond to comments occasionally too. All right, so we'll start.
Let's just start from the top. Let's start with a card that technically is already out. This is Mr. Nobby.
Mr. Nobby? Okay.
Let's read off. I need to switch the scene. There we go. Okay. There we go. We have Mr. Nobby up.
Okay, so we got Nobby right here. He's a lunar 4/1. When you receive one or more lunar, you can give each a Leshful that is not a... Oh god, okay.
That's lunar or solar.
Yeah, solar, enchanted. -2 attack until the end phase. When this Nobby destroys an Leshful battle, you can special send it to a Doppelgator. Oh boy, okay, that's like I said, 4/1 is a pretty good stat line, especially with a lot of like creatures, and the fact that it has like a skill like that where just receiving a lunar, you can essentially like do what?
No, it's not on. Yeah. I thought you meant
so when you receive essentially a lunar, you can like debuff any thunder, like water, basically things that are currently in this format right now with like a -2 attack stat, allowing you to beat over, which with its 4/1 stat line is very good. Not to mention it having a separate effect that allows you to special send into probably, I'm guessing Doppelganger is a 2 cost.
Yes, it is a 2 cost.
Yeah, so like, I think this is a solid card for the lunar. Yeah, I think you'll probably see play at some point, or like into some decks essentially.
Yeah. I tend to be of the opinion that this will be much weaker early on in Moonrise format because it doesn't work on lunars, and the new element will probably be pretty popular.
Yeah, with a new set coming out, you're going to expect to see a lot of people wanting to play the new stuff.
Yeah.
That's with every card game, lo and behold.
Yeah.
Why are you in light? True. Why are we on light mode?
Okay, fine. We'll switch to dark.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Lycoon, also. Yeah, Sean and Lycoon, I apologize.
Okay. Here's Mr. Doppelganger.
Yeah, to be fair, they are right, though. It is called Moonrise, so
It is true!
We should be in dark mode.
It is true. There is a moon there now for the night mode.
Yeah, we are now in dark mode, which makes sense for Moonrise. We are on theme. Okay, so we got Doppelganger. Okay, so this is the special send target, essentially. He's a 5/4. Monsters that are not going to be either lunar or solar enchanted get the -1 debuff, so it's very much similar to its base form.
For each lunar enchanting.
Oh,
really important.
It's very important.
So it's -2
so
by default.
It does keep the -2 on it, enchanting this Doppelganger. When this Doppelganger receives one or more a lunar or a wind, I believe.
Yeah, that's wind.
In a Nexus, you can special summon into its Fulgorix from your hand or deck. So I'm going to guess Fulgorix is the 3 cost.
Yeah.
No, honestly, for a secondary form, it's not bad. It goes up to the 5 stat line. The 4 defense is at least nice, so that way, if it had a weak defense, I'd be really sad. Because it's like, I guess I'll just die to Cryoblast.
Yeah!
Yeah, no, I think this is also like a solid middle tier form because the first form, seems relatively good statted and it has an easy way to transition into this. So overall, I think this is actually not a bad middle form either. So overall, I think this is a good card. Also,
I do think one thing both of these are going to struggle with, and this is something I talked about when I was reviewing them as they were being revealed, is that because they only debuff attack and Doppelganger is only 5 attack, you can't get over 5 defenders with either of them.
Yeah, that's a little weird. I think realistically though, with if you wanted to try messing around with a divine rune, you can play Demeter or Zeus. Zeus can help you in those scenarios to get you to that full goal. I do wish its stat was a little bit higher though. Maybe like a 6/4.
A 6/3 would be perfect because it would still be immune to Cryoblast.
Exactly. I would have maybe traded one defense for a 6 attack. But overall, I think it's a pretty.
So that might be like an intentional weakness because like the card is otherwise like very strong.
Yeah. I'm gonna give also art opinions. I like the art of this. Like they're very cool. It's like just it's like a dual-headed like bat dragon.
Yeah. This Ascension line is Adrian's baby.
Okay,
his favorite.
I do like it, A-Drive. I see the vision.
Like for one of his like custom cards that's like not legal, he has like a trainer's card of Nobby. A trainer's card version of Nobby, basically. Okay.
Ooh,
and
okay, I see the art.
Fulgorix.
Okay, that art is really rad. Okay, first, I like the 3 cost form. Very cool. 10/6. Yeah, for a 3 cost, that's where I expect the stat line to be around. Then for its effect, it's when Lestrals that are not going to be lunar or solar enchanted get -5 attack. Wow, that's a lot of negative attack power right there. You can either Nexus a wind or a lunar when this Fulgorix receives one or more of those. In a Nexus, you can target an opponent's card and put it on the bottom of the deck. Spinning to the bottom of the deck is actually very good. I'm not gonna lie. Because right now there's you've got 1 less searchers, so if you actually either put see a divine rune on your opponent's board that can potentially out your Fulgorix, you can just bot deck it, or really just anything, a stadium, things that are just not easy and obtainable, right? No, I like that. My only problem is, okay, so I have a bit of a mixed. This is a mixed take. Obviously Hunter Sergio may not share the same thought process, but when I will give it kind of a middle pass because it's kind of an easy ascension line based on its first, second forms.
Yeah.
I believe when you get to this tier, like you should probably have some level of a little bit of protection.
Yeah.
But overall, though, for its effect and how it can ascend up, I do like this card.
Yeah. One problem I personally have with this card is that it really discourages you from splashing things that aren't lunar and solar, because that debuff includes your own stuff.
Yeah.
So any one cost that isn't in those elements is going to be unable to do damage.
Yeah. Also, I kind of wanted to talk about like the suddenly requiring wind near the end of it.
Yeah.
It's a little random, but
It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
I like when we only had Nobby from the Shattered Stars, I was sure that this Ascension line was going to be lunar solar, because like, oh, it references solar on Nobby.
Yeah.
So obviously that's what the Ascension line is going to be, but no, it's wind.
Yeah, and then my problem I have right now is wind feels very mono at the moment. It feels like a very like, just play a lot of wind and like obviously you make
though like after you already know about hurricane.
Yeah.
You know about hurricane, so it's like after this like splashing wind is like less of a not so bad of a thing.
Yeah, of course. You're gonna want to splash in for hurricane because haters of back row unite together, right? Like monkeys together strong. Yeah.
All right. And this is one of the starter deck Ascension lines.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, honestly, I like it. Like
this,
this is a good start off line to the set. I'd say this is like gonna have some people like wanting to test this guy out. Honestly,
we've got an Aeolus and reprinting that starter deck.
Oh, that's a very good reprint. I like Divine Rune. Reprints. That's really good.
All right. Next up, this is the Ascension line for the other starter deck. So starting with Fallen Net.
When you normal cast this Fallen, you can search your deck for it. Oh, okay. I like it. This is very Elo chicky. And add it to your hand. It gets +1 defense for each lunar enchanting, each Artemis on the field. Okay.
So Artemis, it's going to be a while before we get to Artemis, but Artemis is up to 4, like most of the other Divine Runes. It is not up to 5 like Aeolus.
Yeah. Honestly, I like it. Like generally, a 3/2 stat line for a search is fine, because 3 is at least a decent like stat to like attack with essentially.
Yeah.
The defense is a little weird. I don't know, with Hurricane plus Thunderstorm.
It's a much more Hurricane can't hit Artemis.
Oh yeah, right.
Hurricane only hits face down runes.
So I mean, it's probably gonna be like decently stat-outable. Like realistically, Artemis it can have up to 3.
Also, Theraheart it's 2 cost essential.
Okay, the 2 costs. Okay. Yeah, no, I think overall this is like a pretty good card. I think regardless of how you look at it, it still will get you a card. And in some cases, that defense line could matter actually, realistically.
Yeah, 6 is pretty big.
Yeah, like 6. I mean, like look, we're in a 5 format, and if 5 can't beat over 6, it's a very simple thing.
Yeah. All right. Theraheart.
Why would Elestrals do something that makes sense? Wow, you see, Sean. That's a great question. And honestly, ask A-Drive. He literally has a whole ask him like section in the Discord. If you ever
those were for the Q&A videos you used to do. That channel isn't really open anymore.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then just keep pinging.
They haven't done one of those in like a year, actually.
Just keep personal messaging him until he blocks you, and you'll get your answer.
All right, Mr. Theraheart.
Okay, Theraheart. Okay, this is the secondary form.
Yeah,
6/4. I like that stat line actually.
It's a really good stat line. It's like the perfect stat line.
Yeah, art's obviously good. Deers are cool. Well, when a player activates the counter rune, you can disenchant 2 lunars from your Artemis. I like that in order to negate that rune, and then you may special send this Theraheart to Posthumus from your hand or deck. Very good, because realistically, if you're getting the whole setup for your Divine Rune, being able to stop like Gorgons, Shield. Wow. Okay, this card's actually, I like this card.
Yeah.
Actually,
like realistically, what it is probably usually going to do is your opponent's going to go, okay, I'm not activating counter runes, so that you can't get the free special ascend. But your opponent isn't activating counter runes and has to deal with your 6/4 without counter runes.
Exactly.
Like 6/4 is really perfect because like it's big enough that that it beats over 5s, and it's defensively big enough that it can't just get one shot by Eddie.
Exactly. I like this card a lot.
And then Posthumus.
Okay,
assumption.
I really like the, like, you know, eldest looking, like, you know, very, but I guess not eldest, basically just the very, like, what is it? It's like the theme of, it's essentially, it's a Nordic theme, but basically I like the art style, what they're going for this.
Yeah.
With the skull moose. It's 1311, big boy. That is a big guy. All right. When your Artemis suppresses a card, you can target and destroy that card.
So what Artemis does is you misenchant a Lunar from Artemis,
Yeah.
and you target any face-up card on the field and suppress it until the end of your opponent's next turn.
So that card, that means that you can just defeat towers too. That's very good. Wow. Okay. Well.
No, I believe it has no. Artemis
target.
target.
Yeah. True.
It's
Okay.
also target, I believe.
Well, Artemis is enchanted. This was, and it's unaffected.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. See that I like. See, this is what I'm talking about. Is like, I like two-part, like, to create a tower effect. It has to have another piece, but it gives you the counterplay that says, hey, if you get rid of this other piece, I'm no longer, like, safe anymore.
And it's not really a towers because like Boombat can just clear it, but like
because be a trooper, yeah.
But it stops like the most common and effective ways of dealing with the big three costs right now, which is shield and PTA.
Exactly, and I think that's good to have like that level, at least a little bit of protection, essentially. And I like that. I think in the 1311 crazy stat line. Oh my gosh, yeah, good luck normally clearing that.
And in some ways, the immunity ends up. So when this card was first revealed, it was originally the stained glass for Star Celebrations, and that was revealed before the limits on Earthquake and Laurels got announced. So when I first evaluated this card, I was like, it still dies to Earthquake and Laurels, but then those went away. Those are now at 1, so this card became a lot better. And Race to the Top is also at 1.
Exactly.
So most of the invoke ways that people would most of the non-counter race people would main deck to deal with a card like this are like gone because of the limit list or at 1. So not super likely to see it, which boosts this card a lot.
Yeah,
and like in some ways, this immunity is a lot better than what Chronile and Volt Tempest have because they don't have to worry about shield.
Exactly. In a way, almost, you could say that this is technically Joel's, like, first review in a way, because now with the ban list, it does indeed change, like, the process on some of these cards, right? Because the initial review of when this set fully drops to now ban list, you have to now, refactor it in.
I talked about my reevaluation of Posthumous, actually, back when Theraheart was revealed, I believe I did my reevaluation in that video. Especially with Theraheart being able to threaten to go into... And like a certain other aspect we'll get into later, featuring this little spectral attribute. This card is really nice. Like the Theraheart Posthumous version of Lunar Nexus is a deck that I'm personally very interested in and think has a lot of potential.
Yo, Stellar Bats, respectable. I like that.
True.
Alrighty. So I say this card very good, honestly. I think much better with the fact that we got some removal cards. Drop down like A-Drive did mention in that video when he did put it out.
I think one of the restraining factors for this card is the fact that that Farrageist exists.
That is true.
Because like as a 3 cost you hard go into, Farrageist does tend to be much better. But Farrageist is also a 1 now, so like
yeah.
All right, and now you know these guys a bit.
Okay, so 1/5 is a very annoying thing to deal with.
Yeah, 5 defenders.
Especially when it's in a deck that wants to set up its lunar phases.
Yeah. Let's read off the card first.
Yeah. Okay. So we got Voldusk here. So when you cast a lunar phase, oh no, so hard.
Yeah, there are 8 of those.
You can either draw a card or return a lunar back from your underworld to your spirit deck. This effect can be activated only twice each turn. Alright, so this is what I like about the lunar phase deck when I saw Joel was playing it in proxy games. Is I do like the mix of the option, right? You have to draw a card or you can return and like heal yourself. Mm-hmm. And in a lot of scenarios, this creates like hey, I think my life's getting pretty low. I should actually start prioritizing a bit more like sustain, while also making the decision. Okay, I actually maybe need another lunar phase. I need to draw like a back row, or I just need another guy, right?
Yeah.
And I do like that this card has a very well statted like defensive, like hey, I'm just here to I just want to try to stick here for at least 2 turns, and just activate lunar phases. Dig more into my deck to get either like removal options, just whatever your deck has.
Yeah.
Or just try to, heal a bit more while just trying to stall it out while I'm setting up my lunar phases.
Yeah.
I like this card a lot. Very cool. Plus the art's phenomenal. I like that card. Moonrise cards are good art. I like them.
Alright, Volumbra, the 2-cost stage.
Yeah. 7 defense, big.
Very large.
Alright, so we got Volumbra here. When you discard a lunar phase during your main phase, you can special summon your Voldusk to this Volumbra from your hand. Very good effect. I like that. When you cast Lunar Phase Full Moon, you can special summon this Volumbra to Volclips from your deck. What I do like is we're getting, especially in Moonrise, is we're getting a lot more cards. I'm noticing that just have this, hey, you do this, you go up into your, your next guy from your, hand or deck.
Well, to be clear, since you aren't familiar with a lot of, the non-meta cards, most of the 2-cost stages and 3-stage ascensions in the previous 3 sets have also had effects like this.
Okay, yeah. What I do like, though, is it does seem like these are a bit more viable, though, compared to those.
I really like the stat line on Volumbra. That's the thing I like the most about Volumbra.
5 beats into 5s,
yeah,
and 7 defense is not easy to clear.
It's one of the biggest, Rhinosect has the largest total stats out of any 2-cost in the game right now, I believe. And Volumbra is just one step below it. It's more defensively slanted, which isn't super ideal, but it's still a very nice stat total.
Yeah, exactly. All right, now it's on to Volclips.
Volclips.
All right, the amount of times I've seen the ad of Volclips in the Moonrise, it made me go, "What does this card do?" But yeah, so we've got Volclips here, the 3-cost form basically, with a 6/12 line. This Volclips will get a +1 attack for each different title among lunar phases in your underworld, which...
So that caps at 14 attack.
Yeah. See, he knows the math to that. Very quick maths. But basically, this shouldn't be hard to set up. Once you've hit, the 8 to 9 stat line, you're in a very, honestly, the 6... Even if you just somehow are in a scenario where you have the lowest amount.
The 6 is good enough most of the time.
6 will be good enough.
But you want to get to 8 or 9 so that you don't just die with Demeter or Zeus plus anything.
Exactly. Plus, I believe we have a second effect here, which is you can shuffle 8 of those lunar phases with different tiles from your underworld into your deck in order to return an opponent's field back to their hand. Very good. My only concern is okay. So what are we looking to how much are we trying to put back right now? Because if in theory they have established a couple back row. 2 monsters. Are we gonna believe that there just isn't a card that outs this effect?
Are we gonna believe that they don't just have Gorgon's Gaze and are waiting to do the most profitable Gorgon's Gaze ever seen because that's a cost?
Yeah. However, my good Alestral ads is we just gotta cope as hard as possible and believe that it's going to resolve. Because I'll be honest, the second you've committed to this, you gotta understand it's either go big or go home.
Simply have the Chains of Prometheus.
Yeah, just have the chain and just believe. And that is the power of Volclips, is to believe.
Alright.
Oh,
Mr. Gloombat, you know this guy.
Mr. Gloombat, I believe that's a reprint.
Yeah, well, technically this is supposed to be its original print. That was an early print.
Oh, because Stormpack, yeah. Okay. 2/1. Okay. All right. This Gloombat can be special cast from your hand with a lunar. If an opponent has at least 2 face-down runes, you can disenchant this Gloombat in order to target and destroy a rune. Honestly, amount of times I've had my opponents, especially the Premier, saying, "We're not afraid of Gloombat gaming."
But that's also pre-Hurricane.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it's a good tech option and a utility card, but with this being in the same set as Hurricane, realistically, if they're setting 2 and you can just get rid of those 2 and keep a monster on the board, I kind of value that a bit more. However, at the same time, like I said, this has good utility in some scenarios because people, as Joel has said before, I believe, was people are going to be a bit more hesitant, though, on how much they're setting. Because, we are going to a Hurricane format, right?
Yeah. Though, one thing I do think is that I could see Gloombat seeing some play in Lunar sideboards. Because one of the things that makes Gloombat pretty cool is that it isn't just you set 2, I get to pop one of your runes. In a Lunar deck, it's also a way to speedily get into a 2-cost. So I could see a scenario in which lunar decks that are running like a decent number of their 2 costs go like, okay, I've played game 1. I did not show any of the Hurricane spirits, so my opponent is probably not going to be worried about Hurricane anymore. I can now bring in the Gloombat and jump scare them with Gloombat going into some big 2 cost.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely think it has very good sideboard utility option, especially for Lunar. Like I said, this card, definitely has like potential. Also in the Drag King deck, I think you can play it too. Right? Yeah. So, now one thing I'll say though is so the idea and the model of Gloombat is great. I just wish we didn't have like a side profile. It's a little it looks a little jarring.
Well, we have the if we can pull up the Shard Stars version. I like the Shard Stars print a lot more.
And now we're gonna do a Shatter Stars review.
Yeah, we've got where is it? Celebrations. Yeah, Celebrations. This one. Yeah, this one.
I see. I like the design of it. Yeah, I just like the frontal look versus the side look.
The front profile.
Front profile. Yeah, exactly. Enjoying playing Poseidon Turbo too, but I lost 2 Elo Check. I feel that, Lycoon. I absolutely feel that. But you just gotta believe. You just have to believe that the one Elo Check will always be in your hand.
Also, I don't think you've ever fought that deck. What Poseidon Turbo is you use Poseidon to put a second spirit under your 1 cost guy so that you can go straight into a mission chain at 3 cost, like a Penterror. Just massive stats.
Stats are great. Okay, I like that. That's fun. Okay.
Alright, Gloombat's Ascension, Phasmacore.
Okay, we got Phasmacore here. Alright, when this Phasmacore is destroyed in battle or by an opponent's card effect, you can expend Lunar. If you do, during this turn's end phase, you can special cast it from your Underworld. I like special casting from my Underworld.
I like special casting from my Underworld.
Yeah. However, I would have traded some of my 8 stat line attack for some defense, considering we've got Mr. Edward.
Yeah, Mr. Edward, Mr. Cryoblast, Mr. Edward going, I would like you to pay 3 this turn.
It's cool art. My only concern is, wow, that 1 defense you're gonna feel that.
Yeah. And if this gets suppressed, wow.
I'm not a big fan of that.
I think this card is going to be a really big noob trap because it reads so strong, but it has a lot of weaknesses.
Yeah. I think Recursion's cool. Wait. Oh, I get it. It wants you. A-Drive, you're a genius. I understand now. You want me to get cryoblasted so I can do my recursion effect because it wants to be in the graveyard. It needs to hit the underworld, so obviously it's not a cool card unless it's in the underworld. Okay, I get it. Okay. That's a genius move.
Oh, no. You can make it immune to Cryoblast. You just need Temple of the Moon up. You just need your stadium up.
Correct.
Then it becomes 3 defense and still dies Eddie.
Yeah, correct. Eddie is still a problem. But now keep in mind, when they've used up their Eddie, and then when we revive it, you just hope they don't have a second Eddie.
Yeah.
They can't beat over it. It's fine.
Alright. Hypnosum.
Okay, but first I love the art. Wow. that art's great. Okay, we got a 1. This is actually the first 1/1 I have ever seen, actually. Okay,
there are other 1/1s.
Yeah, so when this Hypnosum is destroyed, you can special cast from your Underworld and attack Misenchant. Yo, wait, this is like the squirrel from Yu-Gi-Oh! That thing that, actually, straight up, okay, honestly, okay, hear me out. I don't completely hate it. It's just like, and the fact that you could, it's Misenchanted, like, you don't have, like, okay, I get why. Okay, now I get why it had to be Misenchanted. Because you just get scenarios where they go, oh, you destroyed my Hypnosum? Well, I'll just summon this Hypnosum with the proper Lunar again.
Yeah.
Oh, you beat over Bro, if that was real, I would just play like a 20 Lunar Hypnosum Turbo. And then just play like basically like debuffing and stat increasing. Because keep in mind, Illustriads, A-Drive did say Zeus and Denver come back.
I like how the term you're using for an Astrals player is the term that's already used for the Creator tournament.
Oh, sick.
I don't think you even realized that.
Yeah, I'm just working on it.
All right. Now he has an Ascension that he cannot go into naturally because he'll be Misenchanted when he comes back. But don't worry about it.
That's a little weird. That's a little strange. First, okay, I like this ectoplasm.
Yeah, this art is sick. He's
yeah.
also getting I think it's like a full art in the Kickstarter Pro Pack. It might not be a full art, but he's getting an alt art of some kind in the Kickstarter Pro Pack that looks sick.
Okay, so we got alright, so when this ectoplasm is set from your hand or deck to the underworld, you can expend a lunar in order to special cast it from your underworld with two lunars. Okay.
Yes.
Wait. Sorry. I kind of got lost by the effect text, and then I saw the stat line.
Yeah, you saw the stat
And
line.
I
Yeah.
Okay, so is there like a vision that I'm missing? Like, is there just like is there like some...
I think the vision is supposed to be like you discard it from hand with like something that does that. You special cast it down, then you immediately ascend it to like a 3 cost. I think that's the vision.
Yeah, like I said, really cool art. If you just played it and for the sake of the art, yeah, I get it. Like, I respect it.
Respect.
Yeah, maybe 3/3 seems a little too low for us, even with that effect like attached onto it. Like, would it have killed us to at least have 4? Like,
There may be another version of this exact effect later in the set that does have 4.
We like 4 or higher. Your 3 already have nothing to do on my 20,000. True. True, I can't beat you right. 3 can't beat 20. But you know what your 20 is to my 20 rise to the ashes. What did you do to the 20 rise to the ashes, though, duelists?
Alright. Toxiri! This is the Nexus form of your friend and mine, Toxion and Toxisform.
I love Toxion. What a cool guy. Alright, so it's a 2/4. What is this? What is this? I like 4/2 gaming, but alright, let's see this effect. Okay. When you cast this Toxiri, you can search your deck for a deck. Okay, adding a Dense Fog's pretty good. Adding a counter rune, in my opinion, is very good. And then add to your hand, suppress Celestials, get -2 attack and -2 defense. Alright, okay, so reevaluation. Never mind, I take it back. The 2/4 is fine because the fact that it has a inherent debuff that also searches the counter rune, for one, I like that actually.
Yeah, turns Dense Fog into a combat trick.
Yeah, no, I like this card a lot actually. This is cool, especially when you like have established the board. So like we're Toxion and you've got Toxion with another creature.
Yeah. Same
with Toxiri. If you get Toxiri with Spectaris on the same board, you've got like things going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is very good. So basically, it's like a lingering effect. The suppressed Celestials get -2 and -2.
As long as they're suppressed.
Spectaris is eating good.
Yeah.
Spectaris is... So, we're not making the jokes of how Elochick is effectively a 7. Well, Spectaris is effectively a 7 with this card.
It's also a 5 defender.
Exactly. 5 defense.
No, 4 defender. Actually.
Yeah.
4 defender.
4 defense. Galaxy, good luck, bro. Good luck. Oh, we're getting another Dense Fog in the next set? Okay, that's cool.
No, I don't think we have that one confirmed. I know that we were confirmed for getting a titled Thunderstorm. But I don't think we have any confirmation on a titled Dense Fog yet. But I might be wrong on that. I might be forgetting.
I would need exactly 1 titled Thunderstorm in my 1 out of Thunderstorm scenario.
Alright, Night Venom!
Okay, well, yeah, like, wow, the art looks good on this. This reminds me a lot, like, okay, yeah, I love this. The Scorpion look, yeah, sick.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can, you can discard a Dense Fog in order to target and destroy up to 2 cards. So you're telling me that my base form searches for the counter rune, and then also I'm like, man, I've got this card in my hand that I didn't have to, search for before, and just pop up to 2 cards. Okay, that's pretty good. While you have at least 2 Dense Fogs in your underworld, oh my god. What? I didn't even, okay, this of Night Venom cannot be, oh boy. Wow, okay. This card, I like this card a lot, actually.
Have you processed the stat line yet, though?
Yeah, 6/6 is very good, too. Holy moly, okay. Yeah, no, wow, alright, yeah, no, this card's very phenomenal in my opinion. I think this will see play in some scenarios, like when Moonrise drops, especially with people wanting to push, like, the first form searching for a Dense Fog or a counter rune is already very strong.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that if you have, like, Spectaris, who's also a very phenomenal creature in your Lunar deck,
yeah,
getting buffed with that synergy,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I like this a lot. And then the fact that this card has the ability to pop 2, like, with the Divine Moons going back to 3 by the time Moonrise comes out, And not to mention just the other like back rows, like the stadiums, like if they started having like problem creatures, you can just get rid of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the 6/6 line is very strong in my
Destroying
opinion.
2 cards is so strong too.
Yeah.
Because you just go, okay, you have back row? Okay, bye.
Yeah. It forces a response, and and if they PTA it, you're like, sick. Not only do you have to pay the cost, but I'm getting rid of at least the other cards.
Yeah.
Very good. No, very good.
I think this card has a lot of potential. I think like the one thing potentially holding it back is that cards that you have to normal ascend to are always like a bit weaker because of that fact.
Also, you were correct, Sean. It does make it essentially a 7 attacker. It was like it's the Elochick Therium.
Yeah.
Corvus Skull for Night Venom plays. Yeah, it immune deck.
Yeah, we'll get to Corvus Skull pretty soon. Okay. Werepop, you've also seen this guy.
Oh boy. Okay, 3/2. All right. When you normal cast this Werepop, you can search your deck for a Lunar Phase and add it to your hand. Very good. Being able to add a Lunar Phase, especially when you're like needing like the different ones, you can. Plus, each Lunar Phase, I do understand, has different abilities.
Yeah. So one of them is like a overcosted Earthquake.
Yeah, honestly, like that's how it probably should be. Because from what I understand, Adrian wants removal, but he wants to make sure there's not like an overabundance of it.
Yeah.
All right, and then when you cast a Lunar Phase Full Moon, you can special send this Werepop to Leak a Void. I hope I definitely butchered that name, but like a Void probably.
Like a Void.
From your hand or deck. Yeah, no, honestly, like for a 3/2, it is Cryoblast Dangered.
1 card combo.
Yeah, but like I said, you're playing this for the idea of just like grabbing the Lunar Phase that you need.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going first. I do like that. Like what I like with the Lunar Phase deck is when it's going first, it actually has a lot of like good going first Celestials, it seems like. That you can either just sit on to start setting up your Lunar Phases, or right here you can just search for a Lunar Phase you need, and then essentially just have like, stuff set up for the next turn. Yeah, I like this a lot. Very good art also.
One thing to bear in mind though is Full Moon is a counter rune. So you can't just go search Full Moon, immediately ascend.
Yeah.
Which would be so cracked.
Yeah, that is one, obviously, a balance factor right there.
Alright, and here's Mr. Like a Void.
Okay, yeah, that art's, wow, that art's good. Okay. Yeah, I'll say one thing. Moonrise, you got good art. That's one thing I'll say right now. Okay, so we got this Like a Void deals piercing damage and is unaffected by counter runes if you cast Lunar Phase Full Moon this turn. Okay. Well, considering we have ways to search for Full Moon, I would say that is a pretty relevant effect. And then the 6/2 line. So 6/2 is actually fine here because the fact that you can obviously have the protection from counter runes. But keep in mind,
Cryoblast! Full Moon. So Full Moon enchants the any Celestial with up to 2 Lunars from your Spirit deck. So Like a Void is actually dealing up to 4 damage when it swings in.
Yeah.
With that immunity.
Yeah, no, honestly, overall, yeah, pretty good. Not mention, I imagine if you're playing more of a heavily focused Lunar deck, you're going to play the Stadium because you obviously want to start buffing up your 2 costs to make them a bit more on the protective, like, defensive side. Because now, if they have the Stadium up, Eddie can't beat over it, and, Cryoblast can't get rid of it.
Cryoblast!
So, yeah, very good art, pretty good card. And I like piercing damage. I think it's cool to have piercing damage on cards.
Yeah. I think before this, we had exactly 1 card that had piercing damage, and it was the big ice 3-cost bear.
Yeah.
And we got a few more in this set. Alright, Havocub.
This Havocub's position cannot be changed by an opponent's card effects. Can't be Tsunami? I like that. I like that. Can't be Tsunami. That's pretty good. Okay, so it's a 4/3. That's a good stat line, in my opinion, for a 1 cost. Yeah, no, honestly, I like this card. In some scenarios where you're against just decks that are like have a high amount of Tsunamis in them. Also, it can't be altered, and it can't even be altered either. Yeah, that is very cool.
Yeah, so like the alter immunity is the one thing on this, but the other aspects of the card, I'm actually not a huge fan of this card because against Eddie can still clear it because he can just crash in.
Of course.
And against Tsunami, you can achieve the same thing with any other 4/3 Misenchanted with Water.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I just do like the effect. It's a neat effect, personally, that can have a couple neat little gameplay options.
Yeah. It's Ascension. I really like this card.
Pulveror. Okay, let's see. Your Pulveror. This Pulveror, if it's in your hand, can special summon from your 1-cost Lunar Celestial if you...
No, it's not 1 cost. It's just a Lunar Celestial.
Oh, okay. Alright. From your Lunar Celestial if you also disenchant a Lunar from your field. Okay. So I like the idea that you can just special summon from your hand. I'm a very big Arcolith gamer. With my 1 Arcolith. It's 7-4. I like that stat line. Very good. Yeah, overall, I like that. The fact that it has the opportune cost to just basically be special summon from hand.
Just gonna close the door real quick.
Yeah, no worries. It can basically just be special summon from your hand, giving you, like, the ability to kind of catch your opponent off guard by, just dropping off this, like, essential beater. Especially if you're playing, like, the stadium up, you can essentially even make it, bigger statted, forcing your opponent to have to make a back row response there, or at the same time, if they don't have one, now they're gonna have to just start taking the Pulver to the face,
Yeah. One thing I really love this card. So like the thing I really like about it is that if you're running this card, it gives Lunar decks like an inherent resistance to poison tipped arrow, because if they PTA your guy, you just special send into Pulver Roar.
Yeah, exactly. That's very good.
Yeah. It makes me like Fawnlet a lot more too, because you go Fawnlet, you search for Artemis, you play down Artemis, and then you disenchant one from the Artemis to go into Pulver Roar.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I like this card a lot. Definitely the fact that you mentioned the PTA scenario.
Yeah. The PTA interaction is so strong.
Yeah, that is very good. Because
doesn't work so well against Gorgon's Gaze, because you can't ascend over something that's been gazed, but...
yeah. But that's why Gorgon's Gaze is the best counter in the
game. Okay, we don't need to talk about Draken and Draking. Do we want to quickly give our thoughts on your thoughts on Draken and Draking? But you know these cards. You've played against these cards a bunch already.
Like I said, I think this deck is like super okay at best, and I think it will always kind of just be like the low tier 1, like I'm not gonna say tier 1, maybe like a nice.
There's no shot at tier 1 as long as Galaxy is around.
Yeah, personally, that's the problem with it.
Wow, I love getting out my big Ascension. That becomes a 4 attack into Galaxy. Real cool.
I think it's just a very, like... It's a nice Alestrals fun deck to play, though. Especially the fact that it's, like... Alestrals is quite budget, and then, people just like to do Draken gaming because the effect is fun, right?
It's fucking Goyo Guardian.
Yeah, it's just Goyo Guardian. So, of course, like I said, it's a cool deck. However, to me personally, I'm not a huge Draken enthusiast. However, I understand the appeals to why people like playing Draken.
Yeah. Alright, Corva Skull.
Oh, we just love skulls. Okay, this is Moonrise. Okay. When this Corva Skull receives 1 or more Lunar, you can foretell 3. Okay, so this is the first foretell card I'm seeing right now. From like this set so far, going over. Foretell 3, and then exchange a foretold card with a card in your underworld. The new card becomes foretold. Okay, alright, so... I'm guessing, this is pretty good in some scenarios I could see, because you could essentially, like, later in the game, once you've established more of an underworld, you could just start, like, what is it, how to say, controlling your draws a bit more.
Yeah.
And getting, like, things like your Ambrosias, and just start grinding your opponent out on, like, spirit resources, maybe. However, my only concern is it doesn't seem too good when it comes to its stat line, like 2-4, as a Titanostrike hater.
Yeah, 2-4 is like not ideal, but it's alright.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's alright.
It's alright.
Yeah, and not to mention in the early game, it won't be like the ideal 1 cost you'd want to play realistically from your other.
Yeah, you really don't want to play this card early game.
Yeah, so honestly, I would say right now it's like a card with some potential maybe, but
Overduelist.
Yes.
This does let you effectively have infinite copies of any of your limited cards.
That is true. You do have, in theory, infinite Earthquakes, infinite Laurels. My only concern is that will start getting expensive to some degree, and my thing is that you do need to start pushing like the game forward. Yeah. So it's a neat card. I do like the design idea, but yeah, I think just right now it's a little with the format we're in. I'd say. Currently, I'm not a huge fan of the card, but I think it has a cool effect.
Another spot I think this card has potential in is because the card you take from its foretold in exchange goes to the underworld. It's good for any underworld setup decks, and there's some more support for that sort of thing. Like for example, Ectoplasm. If you see Ectoplasm in that top 3 and you exchange it with a card in the underworld, that would trigger Ectoplasm's effect when it's sent from deck to underworld.
That's true. That is true.
All right, Bandaloon.
Okay, so I'll tell you right now, my favorite art of this card. This is a good art.
Oh yeah,
But
you've seen the tournament pack art
the
already.
tournament pack art is extremely good, and I love that art.
Yeah.
So first we got its effect. You can expend 2 lunar in order to take control of an opponent's face down rune.
Does not target.
That does not target. So that can be a very scary scenario, actually. Now the only thing though is if we start getting into Bandaloon gaming, in like say a premier webcam event, and they're both playing Bandaloon, you're gonna start getting real confused. But yeah, no, I think this effect is very good. Like,
okay, I'm gonna push back hard on this one.
yeah.
Duelist. Can't you just chain with any counter rune that we actually play?
That is true. However, you are immediately forcing it, but I do like the fact it doesn't target though.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if it's targeted,
So like this is actually like secretly another anti-multiple back row card.
yeah.
Because it punishes your opponent hard for having multiple back row. However, because of Hurricane, a lot of people are going to be playing one back row anyways.
Yeah.
And in those scenarios, Bandaloon is really bad because unless it's like shield specifically, it just loses to every back row.
I know. I'm not afraid. I'll keep setting 2 guys. I'll keep setting 2. You hurricane. It happened to the best of us. You just gotta believe.
Yeah, cows do work with Corvus Skull as well. That will also proc Soul Bell. Porker Wraith.
This is a weird art. I like it though.
He's just chilling.
Yeah, so when this Poker Wraith enters battle with an Celestial, you can give that Celestial -2 attack for each lunar enchanting this Poker Wraith until the end phase. When it enters battle with an Celestial.
When it enters battle.
I love that word. Entering battle. Okay.
Yeah.
Until the end phase, it's a 2/2. So realistically, it can always crash on 4s.
Mm-hmm. It's also effectively a 4 defender.
Yeah, that is good though. I like it being a 4 defender though.
That's not die to Eddie.
Yeah. Edward, you can switch the position if you like, Edward, but it won't matter. Yeah, overall, yeah, no, I think it's an alright card. I just wish maybe I would have traded... I'm the person who would have maybe traded one of the stats and then you swapped another onto one of them, either side. But I do like the 2/2 interaction because, yeah, it does have, like, the 4 defenders, so if Eddie can't actually do anything with this card because it's like, oh, sure, you still just never can touch him, though. You have the okay, you crash him, but then my 2/2 for your Eddie?
Yeah.
Worth.
Unfortunately, it does just hard die to Cryoblast.
We're not Cryoblast enthusiasts, guys. Not the Frost player and the person who won with Cryoblast. No. That's not us.
That's not us. I am personally a really big fan of this card for like I just like it as a 4/4, but there are like additional reasons that we will get into as we get farther into the set. I think this card has a lot of potential. I like it a lot. It's one thing though is that like similarly to Nobby and Doppelganger, because it only modifies attack, it does struggle into defense position guys.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. Okay. Comas. Let's get into reason number 1 that I like Porker Wraith a lot.
Oh, we have a Nexuser, okay. You can Nexus up to 2 Lunars. When you do, search your deck for a
Spectral
Celestial and add it to your hand. I'm feeling Mr. Equalinks, but not as good. But yeah, no, I think I don't know all the spectral targets because obviously
we'll go over that right after. So let's go get into that. Let's pull up good old play.